Hey, this is Teresa Lusk, the host of the Teresa Lusk Show, and I wanted to share a video with you of something that really pulled on my heartstrings. And so it actually takes place at a town hall meeting that our presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy was hosting. So let me show you some of the clips, and then I'm going to start breaking down some of my thoughts on this.
Done teaching our troops. Protect our women. Amen. Protect our Amen. And I believe that you know what? The number of actually reported in the U.S.
Okay, so as you're watching this woman, at first she's losing her mind, just flipping her lid, exploding in this town hall meeting. And if you don't keep watching, you'll just go, okay, just another, crazy liberal, ticked off about what we're doing. But hang in there with me, because I want you to see I want you to listen to some of the things that she starts saying.
Let me get, you want to finish what you have to say? Can I just say one thing? I want to give her a chance to speak. You want to come back here? You can say something.
So first, I really appreciate that Vivek stopped and said, let her speak, let her speak. I think that's really important, because if we're conservatives and we believe in free speech, now obviously she's being a little irate there, but at the same time, she didn't seem to be a threat. So he's like, hey, I want you to speak. And that's a very important principle right now. And by the way, this is not what I'm covering. I'm not talking about her free speech, although it's part of it. I'm going to show you and just kind of break down a little bit deeper stuff with her. But to start with, he's like, let's give her rights as free speech. This is very important, because it sets a tone for those of us who call ourselves conservatives. We don't agree with everybody, and there are things that people will say that will make you want to shut them down and put a sock in their mouth. But Vivek was graceful enough to let her talk. So let's see what comes out of her mouth.
It's okay. Come back. Come on back. It's okay.
This is new.
Come on up. It's okay. You can ask me a question, and then I will answer. Do you want to ask me a question? Yes. You can do that.
See that?
If somebody non-consensually me, I'm not having their child. This is my choice, it's my body. I'm already raising a kid that somebody implanted in me and doesn't.
Stop right there. Okay, you see, she said, I'm already raising a kid that somebody implanted in me. First of all, those tears, I don't know about you, but this video pulled at me pretty quickly. I was practically in tears when I saw it. And I'm familiar with those types of tears. I can personally tell you that those tears come from a place of frustration, where you feel like nobody's on your side and that you've lost power, control, you've been abused. This is very important, because for the conservatives and the Republicans, those of us who really believe in pro-life, one of the things she's shouting is protect the women. Why? I don't know if maybe this woman was going through something more. We don't know if she was sexually abused or whatever, but she's clearly passionate about protecting the women. Now, for those of us who are truly conservative and we believe in the preservation of life, we believe that life begins at conception, we are a little more protective of certain things. So we're not out there yelling, my body, my choice. We're saying, nope, you don't get to take a baby's life just because, you feel, like you've been disadvantaged. But this girl is crying, and it's important for us to see this. This is not a time to be cynical. If you know my beliefs, before we go on with the rest of the video, if you know my beliefs, I'm extremely conservative. I'm very much pro-life. I'm very much traditional marriage, but I'm a minister at heart, and I can tell you that this woman's heart was breaking. So let's see what else she tells Vivek, which I absolutely love the way he handled her.
Take care of the system. No child support and nobody goes after them. I've been raising a child by myself for 8 years. My name is Kayla Crest.
And are you a mother?
I am a mother.
Okay, thank you.
And my kid is successful, and I don't want to be frowned upon. I don't want to be put down because I'm a single mother. My kid is healthy, happy, and successful.
Thank you, Kayla.
All right, so she goes on to talk about, the person who implanted that child in her. She's clearly a mom. The person who implanted the child in her is not even around to help her. She focuses on how she doesn't want to be basically degraded for being a single mom, which makes you go, well, you would think in today's time, nobody's really degrading anybody for being a single mom, because that's very common. I was a single mom for years with my oldest child. So I don't know what's going on, but I can tell you this, there's a lot of pain there about the system failing. There isn't somebody who can speak for you. And when it comes to child support, are those who are supposed to be paying child support keeping up their end of the bargain? And guess what? Child support's a tricky thing, I think, throughout all states, where those who are supposed to be taking care of their financial responsibilities, they're not. So this is a system issue as well, guys. And I'm thinking of this as a conservative who would like to see a conservative party, assuming that the Republican Party holds its conservative values, where I would like to see more people being able to vote in that direction so that people with our principles can be moved in that direction. But if we're not looking at system issues such as this, you're not going to get voters in that way. Women need to know, and not just women, men as well, and I have an opinion about that, but women need to know that there is a system that's going to back them up and help them when they end up in situations like this. Now, it's becoming more common that men are also dealing with situations like this. Let's see what this woman says.
I want to say you're doing one of the most important things is a mother raising more children in this world. Even if we have our disagreements, I want to say thank you for that. So thank you. And part of what it means to live in this country is we have free speech. We get to speak our minds openly, even if we all don't agree on it. So let's actually applaud her for the courage. Come into the room and ask the question, even though we don't agree.
Yeah, I love that he applauds her for coming in to speak. Yes, it was unruly at first, but I love Vivek's very graceful way of dealing with her. So going back to some of her pain, I think her pain is from a system that's not been able to enforce things that should be. I will say this, I do believe that, if I was in control and able to make some policies, I think that there need to be some policies made that definitely support women, definitely, but I also think that it's important for us to put in policies that also protect men. I think there are a lot of men who also, and this is a little bit of a side note, but they're also disadvantaged sometimes because women can just go have abortions and they don't even tell their mate or the man who impregnated them that they're pregnant. So they end up aborting this man's child. That's a problem. There needs to be accountability throughout for different reasons, whether it's, because she wants to get an abortion without speaking to him, which I'm not pro-abortion. I'm just saying that if these are the laws of the land, they need to be in a way that protect men as well. And then, of course, the support for women. She talked a lot about, being a single mom, and there's clearly a lot of pain there in her life. And so I just wanted to share this with you as a woman of faith, a conservative, one who will continue to vote Republican as long as that party continues to support what I believe in biblically more than anything. It's important to hear her heart. She was crying out about the lack of support, the lack of enforcement in the government. I know that, the government system's all messed up, and, sometimes it's not even financially capable of doing what it needs to do. But for our conservative people, if we want to reach more people, we need to pay attention to the heart's cry and see what is it that is putting these people in this situation. Now, I don't think pregnancy is a sickness. I don't think you just accidentally catch it And I'm not talking about people who've been sexually raped and abused, and I'm talking about consensual people who consented to having sex, got pregnant. This is not a disease. So it is not our job to have to pay for your birth control and child support and all of that. But the truth is that there are some things that there are things that we can practice for preventative measures to try to help people. And also, if we want to awaken people to conservative values, this is part of it. I hope this has encouraged you today. God bless.